Thank you, dear Pierco, International Director, and thank you for having me here at your multiple district convention. A big thanks to our council chairperson, Mika, and our General Secretary, Petri, and all the distinguished guests here today. When I spoke with Mika yesterday, he said I must learn Finnish before I stand up on stage and speak with you all, so I learned 2 words. So the first word is, I guess, I hope it's right, huomento. Yes, huomento, everybody. And today I want to talk about a topic that you're all very familiar with. This comes naturally to Lions. You know, what does it mean to serve today? I think that I have nothing to teach Lions in Finland or anywhere in the world what it means to serve today. But I also want to talk about what it also means to serve today. And again, this is nothing new, but I think it's something that we don't talk about enough. Everybody knows the words on the screen. We serve. Let me hear it. We serve. We say that all the time. We serve. We also say, where there's a need, there's a lion, right? But what I want to talk about is, what does that mean in today's context? What does it mean? What does that need really look like outside of all the great service that Lions are doing and you all are doing, not only in your own country, but in Ukraine as well? Because something has changed in the past decades. Something that we were very familiar with now looks a little different. And what I want to talk about is social hanging out. In America, we call it hanging out. People don't hang out anymore. We used to hang out all the time, and today we don't. And this aloneness and this loneliness is creating a crisis of social fitness. And what I mean by social fitness is, we go to the gym and we work out and we keep our bodies healthy. But what about our minds? How do we keep our minds healthy as well? What research is showing us is that men, in developed nations in particular, have reduced socializing by 30%. And for unmarried men, that goes up by 35%. Hopefully everybody out here is married. But again, socialization is not a lion's problem. Lions are such social animals. In fact, if we were to change the personality of the lion, it would actually be a lion that is laughing and joking and having fun all the time. I mean, that's lionism. I mean, you look back and see all the meetings and the photographs, and lions even today know how to have fun. For teenagers, and I know yesterday at the New Voices seminar, there was a doctor who spoke on this at length, but 45% less that they're hanging out than they used to. I mean, you all remember when we were children? I mean, we would just get on a bike and go and meet our friends next door. We would come back from school and gather together and spend at least a couple of hours every day socializing. That doesn't happen anymore. In fact, there is no statistical record of any other period in our time that shows how we are spending so much time on our own. And this loneliness, this solitude is more solitary than ever. We hide behind, our telephones, and we send messages, and there's tons of communication going out. But it's all data. It's not face-to-face socialization. And in fact, what research is showing is this loneliness, this solitude, this anxiety is rising together as a tide that threatens to really envelop our entire next generation. In fact, teenage depression has gone up so much, and hopelessness, that majority of them say that they don't have a close friend. That may seem alien to many of us who all have not only one but multiple close friends. But this next generation is having such a problem finding close friends. And this is applicable to everybody in society today. I mean, whether it's men or women, whether it's young or old, whether it's any ethnicity, whether it's rich or poor, it doesn't matter what level of education you have, but socializing has declined. And not only has socializing declined, but along with socializing, being part of something has also declined. Volunteering, attending religious services over the weekend, the infrastructure that brought everybody together, the communities that held us all together, people are participating in them much less. And what this is doing is that it is leading to a culture that is really devoid of moral education as well. So not only is loneliness a problem, but because we are not attending community-based services, we are finding that we are growing up in a morally inarticulate and self-referential world. And what I mean by that is that we are creating our own moral compass versus a moral compass that was created by being together with groups. Because we always say, we have a code of ethics in Lion, right? And then when we have disputes and problems in our organization, we have a joke, but it's very true. You can have a code of ethics, but you cannot code morality. And that is something that is becoming even more devoid when we have less community action. And so it leads me to use a phrase, Bildung, which I think everybody is familiar with. I think when you all grew up, it was part of the fabric of society here. The spiritual formation that got everybody together and created a common cause that everyone could get behind. But that is lacking today, as each one is responsible for their own Bildung. In fact, we have shifted from a culture that had a common philosophy to more of an individual psychology, where the individual can determine what is right and wrong for them and take action regardless of whether it is good for society at large or not. In fact, people are so averse to hanging out with each other that we are finding that more and more people actually want to spend time with their pets. The number of people that actually have dogs and cats now has increased substantially, and they're spending more and more time with their pets. Even women are not left behind. I talked about men not socializing. I talked about teenagers not socializing. Even women are more actively engaged with their pets than they are with humans today. Teens are playing less. They're not spending time with their friends. In fact, since the last 40 years, only 28% of them get together with their buddies on a regular basis. So the question really is, what is the cause of this great introversion? Why are we not wanting to hang out, spend time with each other? Of course, everybody knows the first answer. It's televisions and phones. Today, you can so easily and comfortably sit on your couch and stream all kinds of content, movies, whatever it is you want to watch. You've got a phone. In fact, you've got your TV and your phone and your laptop all working at the same time. We're also busy. Everybody is so hard-pressed for time, especially as you get into your 20s and 30s and 40s. It is impossible nearly to find any kind of time to devote to any kind of activity, whether it is social or it is communal. And then, lastly, there has been an erosion of the social infrastructure, with people not going for religious services, people not joining our Lions clubs. We have that issue. People are not really becoming part of any social infrastructure like we used to in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even very much into the 80s and 90s. And as a result, this is leading to hangout depression. This is a phrase that's been coined by some experts at Harvard, and they call it hangout depression. And it seems to correlate with actual depression. So when you don't hang out and you don't socialize, it is actually leading to people, not only young people, but older people as well, general depression. The Harvard study continues to say that good relationships are key to happiness. If you want to be happy, you have to have good relationships. Social fitness is the other aspect. As I talked about earlier, not only do you have to take care of your body, but you must take care of your mind. So then we say we serve. So what does it really mean to serve today? What is another way we can serve? It really means we have a responsibility to help others get out of this loneliness. It means that we as Lions have learned how to socialize, how to serve. We need to invite others to join us. We have to give them the gift of friendship and help them find that purpose in life that is missing. When we say there's a need, what is that need? It's social, it's fellowship, it's relationships. The service will come. That's what we do. That's the organization we are. But the fun, the fellowship, the relationships are so critical. And that is what we can offer to each individual that lives in neighborhoods around us, that is at a workplace with us, that we meet at the supermarket or when driving in a taxi or engaging with them when we are using our technology. So can we help? So Lions of Finland, I ask you, can we help? Can Lions be the bridge? Can we offer an environment to help people help themselves? So as we talk about Mission 1.5 and we talk about the service that we do, will we ask others to join us so that not only do we help them, we also preserve the future of our organization? Yes? Can I hear a loud yes? That's a partial yes. I know you will. I know I've had meetings with many of you, and I see the desire. I see the motivation to change things around and bring them back to the time when our organization continues to say that we are the largest service organization in the world. Because the Lions are needed much more than ever. We need more clubs to help these people that are lonely. Because I don't think humanity is ready to be alone and sad. They need Lions. Sartre, I think a French philosopher that you all know, said, hell is other people. Perhaps it's kind of hell to be around other people. But I think the alternative of not having anybody with us and being alone is probably worse. So Lions, let's bring them together. Let's join together and share the gift of Lionism with everybody else. Thank you. And I think the second word that I learned was kitos. I love it. Kitos, kitos, kitos.